Hey you guys, just wanted to come do a quick video with you guys about making pork carnitas with the Mccormick taco seasoning packet. So I'm using a pork butt, and I got just some regular pork ribs that I cut up in the bowl. Now these you can't put these in the slow cooker, but I'm gonna see how they turn out if I put them in the oven on low for a couple of hours. See if I can get that same taste. I don't remember if I did, get my seasoning all over the place, if I did a video for these already, but no, put that over there. On the table over there, not the deep, yeah. But I do want to marinate this for about 20 minutes first, so I know that the seasonings are sticking. Now these are just the ribs. I'm doing them separately because my bowl's not big enough to throw them all in there together. That's the reason I got the 2 packets. Now doing them in a slow cooker would be perfect if I would have knew what I wanted to eat earlier, and I could have marinated this yesterday and things like that. So I have a regular bacon, my cake pan. I'm just gonna line them up, and I put a little bit of water on the bottom so they don't stick because of how long we're gonna be cooking them. I'm just gonna lay them out. Oops, I'm making a mess. I'm laying them out in there. I like doing the Mccormick, the little different packages Mccormick comes up with, because depending on how much I had to do in a day, I don't have a lot of time to come and do my normal, oh, it takes about 4 hours. No, this is short, cute cooking. That way I keep it short, keep it cute, and show you the easiest way possible to cook certain dishes. Now with the pork butt, what I did was I got 1 whole pork butt and at the butcher's, and I had them cut it in half. So we're using 1/2 today for the carnitas, and then tomorrow I'm gonna marinate my pulled pork. I already did a video for the pulled pork. I'll be using that other half, and they can have pulled pork and coleslaw sandwiches for tomorrow. So that's 2 meals with 1 nice size piece of meat. And with both of them being easy to cook, you just throw them in the oven and basically letting the oven do what it do. And you don't have to keep coming back and flipping and checking and everything like that. So if you're busy, this is the perfect thing to do, especially if you don't want to keep going outside with the Delta variant, Lambda, and everything else that's out. Every time I hear those, it made me want to watch Revenge of the Nerds. Every time I hear those variants, because remind me of Revenge of the Nerds, Lambda, Lambda, Lambda. And that's just me. Now y'all actually know how old I really am, because only people my age will know what I'm talking about. But it's just, I sharpened my knife. Before here, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to properly sharpen your knife so that it cuts through so easily. We don't want extremely small pieces. That's what I'm doing, like the medium-sized chunks. We don't want them too small. I am adding a little extra seasoning to the meat. Now, what I don't use on this, I will be marinating it with the other pork so that I can fix it with that. Because I don't want to make too many carnitas. I want to have just enough, because then they're going to want paella to go with this, and then they're going to want the street corn, the Mexican street corn. So tacos and rice and corn is enough, so we don't want to have too much meat left over. I don't mind it, but I don't want to waste any meat if they're not going to. If I know my kids be picky about, can we have something different? We ate that yesterday. Which is all my fault for spoiling them. But this is all I'm doing. So now it would be best if I did this the day before and let it marinate overnight and let the seasoning sit into the meat. But I just figured out what I wanted to eat when I was at the meat market. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Now sometimes, I don't always smother my meat together like this. But the kids are complaining since I was in school about all the dishes I was using. And they were getting kind of fed up with having to wash all those dishes because they had to do the mirepoix. And the mirepoix has to have, everything has to be in a separate bowl. And they were getting extremely irritated with like, really, Mom? 17 bowls? So now I do try to separate it. I'm trying to separate it a little bit to make sure we got seasoning on every piece. And then I'm just going to throw it in the oven. Then I'll come check on it in the hour to see if I still got enough. Because with pork, you don't want it to, the pork fat starts cooking off. You don't want it to fry, completely be just frying inside the oven. So I'll let it cook for an hour, then I'll come back and check on it. I had a bigger baking pan than I'm using now, a cooking pan, but it's packed up. But with us cooking it for, I'm gonna cook it for about 4 or 5 hours. Then I'm just double checking for lumps in the seasoning, and then I'm just rubbing it into the meat as I go, so you don't want to have one big chunk of seasoning just sitting on your meat. Okay, and I am going to be covering it up with foil the whole time I'm cooking it until about 10 minutes before it's time to come out of the till it's time to come out, and then I'll let it get crunchy the last 10 minutes of the cooking process. Okay, so now that we got it all, where's my foil? I'm going to cover it up. Now my oven been acting weird lately. I need a new oven. So putting it on, the most I will put this on is about 300 to 350. You don't want it up too high because you don't want to cook it too fast. I'll put mine on 250 because my oven's been acting weird. But other than that, I will put it on 300 and let it cook for the next 2-3 hours on 300. But just come back every hour to check on it and to see how it looks, to turn the meat around, to move it around a little bit every hour for the next, let's see what time it is. It's like 2 now? No, it's 3. It should be done by the time it's time for dinner. Okay, so now it's been in the oven for about 2 hours now. It does produce its own liquid. What I did was, I decided to pour some liquid off of it into here, and I'm going to save it just in case. So I just left just a little bit at the bottom of it. I might pour just a little bit more off of it, and then put it back in the oven for 2 more hours. Okay, now it's been in there for, so I got about 30 more minutes. This is when I'm going to take the foil off. It's nice and soft. It's extremely tender. It smells great. So this is when I'm going to take the foil off and let some of the pieces get crunchy. But it's already done. So then, all we got to do is taste it. I'm making just some yellow rice to go with it. And that's just the rice you boil for 30 minutes. You put a little oil in there. When it starts boiling, you put a top on it. You turn it down really low and let it just do what it do for 30 minutes. Sometimes it's 25 depending on just the sea level where you live. Oh my God. That is perfect. Oh my God, that is good. It tastes like the Carnitas I get from the store I get most of my food from. This Compare Foods out here. And it tastes just like that. Okay, so they did their thing. So next time you guys want some Carnitas, hit up the little packet from Mccormick. Let me make sure that's Mccormick. Okay, there we go. Mccormick has done it again. Even though I haven't gotten my Miss Tabitha Brown Seasoning Sunshine. I'm okay with the Carnitas. These are actually pretty good and the flavor is really there. So if you guys are trying to try something new, try these. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep it short, keep it cute, and keep cooking. Bye.